All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And this is just gonna be a quick lesson, man, about when you come into this thing of ours, as Elder Apostle Gabar calls it, you're gonna catch some misfortunes in this thing, man. All right, this thing of ours, which is what this truth. This ain't no cakewalk, man, and that's a good name for a lesson. Someone could take that up. All right, but this thing ain't no cakewalk, man. This thing is gonna cost you, man. All right, every man's lot in this thing is different. Every man has his own burden to carry. And in this thing of ours, man. But you're gonna be tried, man. All right, and we're gonna show you that in the scriptures. One thing that these theological seminary schools have taught these pastors is that that feel good doctrine, right? Because what do these churches teach? They teach that the closer you get to the Lord, the better your life's going to be going, right? You're going to be making more money, have a better financial life, for lack of better words. You'll be making more money, right? The closer you are to the Most High, right? Things will start going well for you the closer you get to the Most High. And then they say, if things are going, sideways for you, if things are going seemingly in the wrong direction, for you, and you're catching, misfortunes and, bad luck, so to speak, they'll sit there and say, oh, well, see, that means that you must be, doing something, against God. God must not be dealing with you then if you're going through these things. That's what they, teach to people in these churches. Okay, but we know that's not true. Because you see, the truth is that the closer you get, to the Lord, man, you're gonna see that you're gonna start to go through certain things, man. Okay, and that's what Christ, told us about. Okay, and we're gonna get the scriptures, to prove that, man. Okay, at the closer you get, to the truth and to know the Most High, you're gonna have to go through some type of, trials in your life. And a good example of that is just go read the book of Job, man. Start at chapter 1 and read on from there. Okay, it says what? Job was a perfect and upright man before the Lord, and he was the richest man in that country, where he was located. But guess what? Then what happened is the Lord allowed, Satan to tempt Job by taking away, certain of his possessions. He even lost his children, man. Right? All his cattle got stolen. His children got killed. His basically lost everything, man. Okay, but guess what? He, still remained, faithful to the Most High, man, even though he caught all of that misfortune. And the reason that was put upon him was to test him, to see if he would still be faithful or not to the Most High. And just read Job chapter 2 and you'll see what I'm talking about, man. Okay, so anyway, this is the book of John chapter 16 and verse 33. This is Christ speaking here. It says, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace, but in the world ye shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcame the world. Let me read that again. John chapter 16 and verse 33 says, these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace, but in the world ye shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcame the world. Right, so what Christ is saying is, that in me, you'll have peace, but in the world, you're going to have troubles, man. Because what does the word tribulation mean? You should know that the word tribulation simply means a hard time. Okay, that's what tribulation, means. Okay, we're going for tribulation right now. We're not in the great tribulation. That's going to happen, in the near future. Right, Jacob's trouble, also known as, the great tribulation. We're in a time of trouble like never before. That hasn't happened yet. We're entering into that time because we're just in the beginning of sorrows right now. Things are going to gradually get worse, and worse, okay, as time goes on. But we're, catching misfortune, and hell on this side, man. Why? So that in the kingdom, we can be, you know, um, purified. And I'm going to show you that. We're going to show you that in the scriptures. Okay. But, this is just, a good scripture to start off with, man. Right. That Christ said, hey, look, in me, you'll have peace. But in the world, what's the world? We're in the world. Okay. The place where we dwell, we're going to have trials that, come up in our life, man. Okay. But all of that's there to make you a better person, man. Okay. All these trials that you have to go through, are there to make you, stronger. You have a saying in the world that goes, what doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right? And that's true, man. Right? And that's what the Lord does. He builds you up, man. Right? By going through adversity, you get built up. Okay? In life, the way you get experience with things is you first have to, experience something, okay, and fail at it, and then go back and try it again. Like, I'll give an example. When they tried to create the light bulb, you better believe they had, I would say hundreds of failed attempts, at trying to get it right. But eventually they got it right. But they had to first fail at it to get it right. Okay, so that's why you also have the saying that that practice makes perfect, and that's true, man. You got to practice something in order to become, perfect, at that the activity or whatever it is that you're doing. And how do you become perfect? By getting the experience. Okay, so failure, is just there to build you up and to make you better, man. And that's the a positive way to look at it. And that's exactly what the Lord does. Let me see. This is a good one here. This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 5. It says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastisement of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked to him. For whom the Lord loveth he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he receives. If ye endure chastising, Yahweh deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastises not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and are not sons." Right? So, hey, look, man. If you're supposedly in this knowledge, right, in this truth, and you're not going through something, man, whether that be financially speaking, whether that be problems with your family, whether that be, problems with someone else in the world, whatever it is, right? Every man has his own, lot. Right? Everyone's, problems are going to be different, right? It might be a health problem you're dealing with, right? As I said, every man's trials are different, but whatever it is, man, if you're not going through something, then you better check yourself, man, because the Lord might not be dealing with you. Because we just read that the Lord chastises every son that he receives. And who are the sons? The sons represent those of us in this truth. Okay, got idiots out there, talking about that the sons of God are the, these fallen angels that came from heaven. That's all bullshit, man. That's not true. All you got to do is read, what is that, Psalms 82 and 6? It says that ye are the sons of the Most High. Okay, and I was talking to humans there, right? The Israelites, as being the sons of the Most High, not the other way around. Not angels coming down to the earth. But that's a different topic, so I'm not going to get off into that. But, man, it's clear and simple, man, that, who the Lord deals with, they're going to have to go through some type of chastisement, man. Right? The Lord's going to try you, to see if you really believe in this thing. And it even tells you that in, what is that? Matthew the 13th chapter. It's a parable about, those who received the word. Some received it with joy. But then when persecution arose because of the word, they cast it to the side. And I'm really paraphrasing it. You can read it yourself. Matthew the 13th chapter. And the seed represents, this gospel, right? This good news. Okay, but then when persecution arises, a lot will deny it. Just like I'll give this example, man. Even the apostles, when they were with Christ, Peter told Christ that he would be willing to die with Christ. But then guess what happened when they captured Christ to crucify him? Peter denied the Lord 3 times. Right? He said, "Well, I know not this man whom you speak of." And he said that 3 times. Right? He denied the Lord 3 times. When he was, going to be persecuted for having a affiliation with him. Okay, then when that happened, he denied, Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. He denied them when the persecution arose. Right, just for a good example. Let me see. Another precept I want to get. And this is a good one, man. Luke chapter 14 and verse 25, it says, "And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, If any man come unto me, and hate not his father, and mother, and wife, and children, and brethren, and sisters, yea, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." Now, what does that mean when it means to hate these people? Because what people do, and I've seen atheists bring this up, and they'll say, "Oh, well, wait a second, that's a contradiction in the Bible, because the scriptures tell you to honor thy father and thy mother. So why is Christ saying to hate them?" And here's the answer to that question. It's not a contradiction. He just errs at not knowing the scriptures. Because the answer is, hey, bear with me a second. What it means is that, if they try to, come up against you, in this thing, you have to be willing to, put everyone to the side for this truth, man. Okay, even our own will as well. All right, because we could have, those of us who are young in this thing, we could have, went and, made ourselves something on this side, right? We could have went and tried to build up a good career. We could have went and build up a good business. We could have went and, tried to establish a family for ourselves. We could have went and done any of these things, man. Right? We could have went and chased after that bag, right after that money. But guess what? We're not going to do that. Right? We're going to deny our feelings. We're going to deny what we want to do to uplift Yahweh Shai, right? Who the world ignorantly calls Christ. Now, that's why we take our time, out of our day to, constantly put up these videos, constantly do, live streams, teach on the highways and byways and all of that. That's our time taken out of our life to do the work of the Lord, man. Okay, so we're dedicating our time, to doing the work. Okay, so what it means with what Christ said there, it means, that if someone gets in the way, of this truth, then you have to make a choice. Are you going to, follow what the Lord says, or are you going to go and appease them? And that's a choice we all have to make one day, man. All right, because we're all going to be pressured, pressure from above, pressure from below to, go along with the ways of this world, man. Especially with this pokey. You know what I'm talking about. Very soon, man, you're going to be, an outcast very soon, if you don't go along with this pokey. Okay, and it's really going to happen, right? It's really going to happen very soon, man. Okay, we're just telling you what's going to happen before it happens, so that when it occurs, you already were warned beforehand. Okay, because we're telling you the truth. I can't force you to accept it. It's up to you to believe what you want. But the truth is the truth, man. All right, so, you either accept it or you don't. It's that simple. Okay, but, you can't force anyone to accept what we're saying. It's up to you to decide for yourself. Okay, whether you believe in it or whether you don't. As I always like to use the statement, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make the horse drink. And that's a good way to look at it, man, right? I can lead you to the truth, right? I can show you in the scriptures, whatever you want to know. But it's up to you to decide if you want to believe in it or not. I can't force you to believe in it. You believe in what you want. Okay, but hey, it's open. All right, if, here's the information. You can accept it or you don't. It's that simple. Let me see. 27. And it says, "And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? Least happily, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build, but is not able to finish. Or what king goes to make war against another king, sits not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an embassage and desirous conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he has, he cannot be my disciple." Right. So, that's, you got to count the cost in this thing, man. Okay, you got to count the cost in this thing, because this truth's going to cost you, man. Okay, this thing's going to, bring some burdens, man. Okay, and that's what it is. Oh, if you go to, what is that, Matthew, the 10th chapter? Let's even get that real quick. Let's even get that. That's a good one. Bear with me a second. All right, this is a good one. This is the words of Christ here. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34 says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me, he is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me, he is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me, he is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake, he shall find it." Right, that's why the scriptures say that, the first shall be last, but the last will be first. Right, so in the kingdom, those who were, on the bottom on this side, they're going to be in, they're going to be in a position of authority, in the kingdom, man. It tells you, if you go to, what is that, Matthew the 25th chapter, dealing with the parable of the talents, right? One man received 2 talents, one received 5 talents, and so on and so forth. But then they increased their talents and they got double. Meaning what? That they received certain portions of knowledge, they went and taught and brought more people into it. That's what it means. But it says in the parable, if you read it, it says, "Since thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee ruler over many things." Right, so that represents us right now, man. You got to be faithful over a few things, so that at the end, you're going to be increased and be ruler over many things, man. And it tells you in that chapter, the one man who received 5 talents, he got 10, talents. So what it says is he got rulership over 10 cities. He got rulership over 10 cities is what he got, in return. Okay, which represents what? The rulership in the kingdom. That's why if you go to, what is that? Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26, it says, "To him that overcomes will gain power over the nations." Nearly paraphrasing it. Right, but that's the reward, man. Right, you're going to gain power over the nations. And that's, if you go to, what is that, Matthew the 19th chapter? The apostles asked Christ, what are we going to have, for forsaking ourselves to follow after thee? And he told them that, he that follows me, it makes it into the kingdom. He's going to have, dominion over all things. Right, and he told them, the apostles, that they're going to sit on thrones and they're going to judge the 12 tribes of the nations of Israel. And then if you go to, what is that, Revelation 21, it says that the kingdom of heaven, when he describes it, he describes 12 gates on the kingdom, and at the top of the gate, was the name of the apostles, right? Each apostle had his own gate to enter the for people to enter under. Okay, and you can go read that. Okay, but anyway, I just want to do that quick video. I hope it was edifying, and I'm going to say shalom.